On abbey shores where shadows play, the alley whispers night and day. In abomination, alley's grip, where fear and danger tightly knit. Oh, the alley breathes a tale untold of secrets dark and hearts grown cold. Abbey streets, they'll pull you in to the depths where sin begins.
Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Abomination Alley, our BRP actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me as usual will be Carr playing Teak, Patrick playing Leo, Eric playing Michael, and Sarah playing Vivian. Now, who remembers what happened last week?
Someone got shot.
You don't know that. You only know they got shot at.
But that was at the end.
Yes.
Dorothy went on her own, and in great Scooby-Doo fashion, let's split up, gang.
Look, she took a lunch break. She wanted to go for a walk in the park. And so it happened to be a park she'd heard there was a monster footprint in. And maybe somebody had told her not to go do that by herself. Who knows? But she, y'all just, at best, y'all are her bosses. She can do what she wants to on her lunch break. But yeah, we filled in some of your downtime. Y'all had a few visits. Mr. Anderson got visited by a Pinkerton agent who, wants to work with and cooperate with him. The mayor had assured him it wasn't going to be an issue. I believe Vivian got a visit from a nice Italian gentleman who just kindly suggested the group mind its own business when it comes to, political situations. Focus on the important things, handling any monsters that show up. Now, let's see, beyond that, somebody was asking about Teak. At the time, Teak had no idea who that was or what they could be involved in. I think there may have been some theories tossed about by the end of the session.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo had been hearing rumors about trouble at the docks from one of the docks.
I'm like the very, yeah.
And then y'all were just about to split up when you got a phone call about trouble at the docks, and then you heard what sounded like a rifle shot over the phone. And then, chaos in the background. So I think we ended with y'all all racing downstairs from the office to head to the docks.
Yep.
All right, so y'all go pile into your cars. When Jeremy gets here, we'll probably say Salvador was coming up the stairs as y'all were going down. So we'll assume he's riding with y'all quietly in the background.
Sounds good.
All right, how many cars? I guess y'all only really need to take about 2 cars.
Yeah. A Model Teak, and I'll actually take my sort of truck I could probably use that as an ambulance if need be.
It has an electric start now.
Oh yeah,
You
did
still have the
finally get that
crank
installed.
in for.
Well, the crank's probably still under the seat or wherever you
Oh
store
yeah,
those
no.
things.
Always have it on hand if you can do it.
Yeah. No. Ooh, that should be Teak's signature melee weapon, because you know how effective it actually is.
I mean, technically I could.
I used to have a buddy that kept a bow door, like half-length bow door in his car, just in case he needed it. All right. So y'all race down to the docks. I'm going to assume you're not driving too dangerously, so we won't. You ain't got to roll for it. When you get there, huge brawl going on. You can see the company people and the union guys are scrapping. None of them seem to have guns out, though. There's some police waiting in, trying to sort them out, and some of those guys have like billy clubs. They're not really hesitating to walk to whap people with them. You see a few people laid out, but nobody that looks, there's nobody amongst the fighters really looks like they've been completely incapacitated or, there's not a bunch of bodies laying or anything.
Or shot.
Where there might be somebody shot is you have a little bit behind the workers' side of the fight. You've got a big clump of people around somebody.
I head there.
All right, so Leo beelines for it. That looks like somebody that's probably hurt. And you can tell they're kind of like dragging the guy. They're not moving real fast, but they're kind of moving. You run over there. You see Vasley. What was Vasley's?
That's the union guy who is
Olnowski.
kind of
That's
an
the out-of-towner.
instigator.
He's the out of towner that's in there. Helping them organize. The papers refer to him as a Trotskyite.
Yeah.
Which is just a particular flavor of communist.
Yep.
I'll let you guess who their favorite communist was.
Yep. Stalin's most botched assassination.
Look, is it really a botched assassination if the guy does wind up dead? Could have been handled smoother, sure, but it was a successful assassination eventually. All right, Patrick. So you run up. He's been shot. He's at least unconscious. They're kind of using a couple of coats like a stretcher, and a bunch of guys are kind of staying huddled around him like they're blocking view of whoever or whatever might have shot him.
Like, offhand, how bad is it?
He looks to be unconscious. There's a lot of blood, but it's kind of up more shoulder than vitals. Let me see if anybody recognizes you when you run up. Oh yeah, several of the strange folk, and it's a mixed bag of peoples here. Several of the strange folk recognize you immediately. One of them even refers to you as Doctor. Not technically accurate, but
Yeah.
Probably gives you the warm fuzzies. He's still breathing, Doc. We're trying to get him out of the away from wherever the shot came from.
Hold on, let me see if I'll actually try to at least dress the wound if possible. Do what I can here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a medical roll. So while Leo's running off and doing that, what's the rest of you doing?
Teak is not caring about faction and trying to get people away from the fight that look unconscious or down.
Okay.
Trying to get them away so they're not trampled on.
You just run up, grabbing anybody knocked out, and dragging them to the side.
Yep, that's all I'm doing. It doesn't care about faction or what. I'm just dragging them.
So that is at least a first aid of.
Okay. You stuff some cotton wadding
Gauze.
thank you. In there, and then kind of wrap it to to keep a little pressure on there. And you're kind of doing that on the move while they're moving. And they seem to be headed towards the Longshoremen's Association's office. Probably the closest building they have access to that's not company owned. Michael, what are you doing?
I think he's gonna help Teak for right now.
Okay.
Just try to get people out of the way. He's gonna, whenever he finds Agent Davis, he's gonna be having words, but.
And Vivian.
Would we say with her singing that she has the ability to project her voice loud enough?
I would think so.
She's going to try and raise her voice fairly loud and be, "Gentlemen, that's enough!"
That's almost your old mech's name.
All right, give me a...
Yeah.
Evergreen.
Let's see. It wouldn't be singing. Probably not fast talk. Crap. What is that?
We could all laugh and I could try command. I have 5 points in it.
Well, truthfully, command would not be inappropriate.
Either that or persuade.
Persuade is probably what I was looking for. I could not remember what it was called. Give me a persuade roll.
Success.
So you're getting some people's attention. The strange folk in the crowd seem to recognize you. There's enough of the fight going on. I mean, there's dozens of people per side here. But the ones close enough to you kind of start parting a little bit. The longshoremen's guys hesitate and pull back a little bit. Which allows the police to kind of focus on keeping the company guys away from them. So it's almost like if there's this big mass of fighting, as you're speaking, it's almost like they're starting to part.
Oh, this looks like a fun time.
You say that just closer to one of the police officers. He's like, "Lady, you don't know the half of it." Leo, those guys, they get up, one of them opens the door, y'all get into the office. Somebody walks up and just sweeps a bunch of stuff off of one of the big front desks and just sort of lay on that. And it's like he's starting to come around a little bit. But he's not, coherent or anything.
That's not what I want.
Meanwhile, Teak and Michael, you've gotten about 5 guys pulled over to the side.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like Teak. Like, he's not caring who's. Just like, if they're down, he's pulling them.
Yeah.
Yep. Keep people from being trampled rather than...
Yeah.
While y'all doing that, y'all are hearing sirens in the distance.
Mhm.
More police begin arriving first. Of course, there was already.
Dorothy with us.
Was she with? Yeah, she was in the office talking to you about the.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them would have let her walk off to go to the park by herself.
Nope.
Yeah, she was getting ready to
No,
go to the
Michael
park with
left.
whichever one of y'all were going to go, and then y'all got the call.
Yeah,
and all
it
that.
was.
So yeah, she was
yeah.
probably in the car with you.
Okay. Yeah, it was me, Salvador, Leo, and Dorothy, I think, all in the
Yeah.
Model T that we're going to go.
So yeah, she would be there. What would Dorothy be doing?
I.
Michael, I'm sorry.
No,
Yep.
it's
Oh, and,
better than her wandering off on her own.
Jason, I'm going to actually attempt to actually. I probably actually should do that, at least this big of a group, unless it's absolutely necessary. I was thinking about actually casting heal on him, but I figured I'd save that for unless it's absolutely necessary.
Okay. Well, you can give me a, I guess, medical,
Okay.
just to try to see exactly how bad it is now that you've got time to really stop and look, and not just run
Yeah.
up and start patching the hole.
Huh. So, 35.
All right. As long as you stop the bleeding, which you're already kind of you've already kind of done what you can do here. You don't think this is immediately life threatening.
All
He's
right.
not on the verge of dying. You'll need to get into a hospital as quick as you can, but
Yeah.
uh,
I actually ask.
you're pretty sure the bullet didn't go all the way through. It's like you got in there and hit bone, so
Yeah.
they'll an actual surgery
Uh,
team will need to go in and get the bullet out probably.
I actually ask, is there a entrance that doesn't lead to the docks area? Essentially, like something they could carry him out. Essentially, if I need to, I can swing my van around and take him to one.
They've got a back door to the place. Y'all came in the front door, which is kind of facing out to where all the hubbub is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whoever was shooting at it, the building should be between us and the
Okay.
shooter. Assuming the shooter is still there.
And before I actually do that, I asked, has anyone already called an ambulance?
At first, the guys that were carrying him are all kind of looking at each other, and then the fellow that was already in the office, probably the one that had called you.
Yeah.
Which I think was Lawrence or was it Clifford? Whichever one it was. It was one of the guys you had met before. He's like, "Oh yes, I've already called."
All right,
and I'm sure the police were radioing in as well.
All right, good.
And about that time, you can hear some sirens in the distance. Probably police sirens at first. But meanwhile, I need Teak and Michael to give me spot checks or spot rolls.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Could I get in on it since I'm in the same room-ish?
You're outside with us, yeah.
Can I also do a listen check? Just to see what I hear?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of shouting and stuff going. There's a lot of noise going on, sirens and whatnot. But yeah, you can go and roll that.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a success on that one.
Anything?
Vivian, go ahead and give me a roll.
I should be looking around wondering if they got the guy that had the gun yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if you were looking around, go ahead and give me the spot. All right, so Teak
before
doesn't
this,
see anything.
I would like to try to use aura detection. Does not go off, so base roll it is. Almost. All
right, so Teak, you don't notice visually don't notice anything. Let's see, with your listen,
He's specifically like trying to see if he can hear someone talking about they saw where it came from, or like if someone's messing with the crowd to try and rile them up or something again.
You hear people on both sides of the fight claiming the other side fired the gun.
Okay. Which is obvious.
Yeah.
But let's see what else. You hear somebody say they think it came from up high.
Would make sense as well.
It's like somebody, and this is somebody that's in the part of the fight that Vivian has kind of got them separated, or she created a wedge that the police were able to get in there and keep forcing them apart now. In the as he says, you hear that, and the guy's gesturing kind of over towards the road. There are some 5-6 story buildings across the road from the docks. Now, what Vivian and Michael notice is, they're glancing around. Wait, where's Dorothy? And then both of you spot Dorothy crossing the road.
You stay here. I'll go get her.
Please do.
Quickly, before she clacks her heels together.
And she's like double timing. Dorothy, wait up.
She doesn't seem to hear you. There are a lot of sirens. The extra police cars are like whipping in now. And you can make out the slight difference of an ambulance siren coming up too.
She is now running in heels.
You gotta run to the front of your foot, the ball of your foot, not the heel. Dorothy, however, is in flats. So if you want to try to catch her, she's crossing the road. It looks like she's beelining for one particular building.
It's going to be the death of us.
Well, maybe she got the wrong building. You don't know. Let's see. Is there an athletics roll?
I don't know. I know there's a swim. I don't know if there's a run.
I think there is, actually.
Is there?
I want to say maybe. No, there's physical, climb, dodge, drive, hide, jump, ride, stealth, swim. Yeah, oh no, never mind.
Nothing specifically for sprinting, so.
Agility?
Uh,
Or not agility, maybe one of the stats.
There's effort, stamina,
give me a
agility.
stamina roll. You duck your head, you take off as fast as you can. Can you cover the entire distance before you run out of breath?
Barely.
So you catch up with just as she's starting to open the door to go into the building. You're right there behind her. So you've caught it with her. What do you do?
What are you doing?
Look, he points up to about the fourth floor. There's an open window there. It's the only window open on this building, right? And I didn't notice any open windows on the other buildings.
Dorothy, I very much appreciate your attention to detail, but let everyone else in before you go walking off. Let's go.
Oh, I said something. I mean, I guess it was kind of noisy, though.
Gives her the look of, you think? And then pulls out her pistol as she follows her.
Going upstairs.
Like walks even with her.
Dorothy opens
she
her
will be
purse.
listening.
Dorothy opens her little purse and kind of sticks her hand in the purse, but doesn't pull anything out.
Just because I don't get to use it, and we're going into an unknown building, and she has this skill, she's gonna look around for things that may read as, "Hey, this is a trap."
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Not going to worry about it.
This building is clear.
As you go up to the stairs, there are people. Once you get up about the third floor, there starts to be people just sort of standing around in the hallway talking to each other, with like the doors to the. Let's see. We'll say this is an apartment building. So like a bunch of the neighbors standing out in the hallway, talking.
They're on
Then
about,
you
like the third floor.
Yeah, y'all are on the third floor at this point, and the open window is on the fourth.
She'll pause and ask somebody, "Hey, what else on the fourth floor? Is it just more apartments?"
One of the guys that was talking turns, looks at you. Oh yeah, I don't think it's completely full. I think there's some empty ones up there too. And then he notices the pistol in your hand. Then I'm assuming you've got pointed down. Nobody.
Yeah, and it's not anything huge or intimidating.
It's just a gun. Don't worry. It's
Just
it's
a gun. Don't
It's just a
worry.
little gun though.
It's a little gun, little elf. We're just gonna keep on walking.
But what they're talking about was they thought they heard a gunshot from inside the building. As you're going up to the fourth floor, a group of men are coming down from the fourth floor. One guy's just in kind of a wife beater. Like he came running out of the apartment.
Any of them look remarkably vague?
Let's see.
You did this, Jason. This is going to be a question all the time now. I hope you know that.
Fair.
You've set yourself up for failure.
They look like fairly, common folk.
Like Sue.
Like I said, wife beater. One of them's,
Which one of them looks suspiciously normal?
None of them look suspiciously normal. They just look normally normal.
That's not suspicious at all.
I never thought that was going to be a scale. Is normal? Are you normally normal, or are you normally vague?
You just pulling out her gun and like putting it up to their head. Are you normal? Are you
unusually normal?
I mean, y'all have known me long enough. I'm normally vague anyway.
It was you.
It's him. Get him.
You got a few people that look like they just got home from work. You got a few people that look like they were getting ready for work. Variety of species. Some human, some strange folk. This area of the docks is kind of, where human and strange folk neighborhoods kind of start meeting. Everybody's kind of working class.
She'll kind of put the gun behind her back. Did any of you hear there was a gunshot around here? Did any of you hear anything?
Several of them. Oh yeah. That's we were going upstairs to see what was going on, and there was a few folks up there were peeking out their doors because they had heard it.
I'm just double checking. The open window was on the fourth floor, and we are now on the fourth floor.
Right. You're going up the stairs from the third floor to the fourth floor. Yeah.
Okay.
That group of men are coming from the fourth down.
They thought they heard there was an open window.
Not any of the spots we glanced in. There's a couple of locked ones about where the people up there said it must have come from. We were going to get the super to unlock the door.
She'll look, and a couple of you mind. I can come with me.
One of the guys keeps going to get the super, but the rest of them kind of double back before you.
She's gonna look at Dorothy. Don't tell Michael that I'm trying to do this, and whichever door the window would have corresponded with, she's gonna try to lockpick. Fine manipulation.
That is fine manipulation. I assume you have your lockpicks with you.
Yeah, bobby pins, and I screw it 5 power points.
All right, and that is it a luck roll when you use the power points?
Whichever one just lets me straight reroll it and take whatever the
Okay.
result is.
Carry on then.
Is that take 5 power points
I believe.
And
and then reroll? Okay.
Like, gonna miss
We're just not gonna
Ooh.
win.
That's also why I miss the old luck system from Call of Cthulhu. Just gotta spend a point and she would have made it.
And
Uh,
then there's Teak, who's like, gun, lock, bang.
Well, that didn't work, gentlemen. I'll
well,
take the blame for whatever cost it is.
One guy's like, oh, okay. I mean, this sort of thing is kind of your job, I guess. You get the impression he probably recognizes you.
I will vouch that I asked in front of witnesses for you to please get the store open post haste.
So he slams into the door a couple of times. Isn't having a whole lot of luck when one of the other guys like, I'll help too.
Please don't make the tiny elf try to shoulder check the door.
Finally, the door bursts open.
Anything? Anybody?
There is a gun on a bipod, like set up on a desk that was been pushed over by the window. So, an open window. So, obviously, the right apartment.
Mm-hmm. She'll make sure to be like, don't touch anything, please.
Yeah, all the guys back up. Whoa. Well, okay, I guess we found what caused it. Meanwhile, outside, Teak and Michael, you drag a few more people. Though the fighting is there's still a lot of shouting, but everybody's backing up a little bit. The police are starting to get the situation under control. One of the ambulances pulled up and was basically like, we got reports that somebody was shot. What would
Michael will point to the
Longshoreman
union
Association's
office.
Yeah.
And say they got dragged in there. The doctor that is with our group is tending to him on site best he can right now.
All right. Guy hops back in the ambulance and they pull over there, unload. Patrick, the office door opens. You see ambulance, EMT guys come in.
All right. I give him a rundown of basically where the wound is, how I dressed it.
They start
He will definitely need the hospital, but he's stable for the time being.
So yeah, they get him on a stretcher. Thank you for your help. And they're busy enough doing their job that's like they don't even register, or at least they don't even comment on you being an orc. Which everybody else that I heard you refer to as a doctor has done that.
Yep. And a quick question, as I just popped into my head. Considering how he was shot, would the bullet have gone through him?
It seems to have hit bone and stopped.
Okay.
There's no exit wound. You check for that. There's no exit wound, so it's probably in there. And like I said, being a rifle shot, you figure it had to have hit bone to have stopped it rather than go all the way through.
Then I actually let the EMTs know that the bullet should still be inside of him.
They will let the doctor know, and they're sure the police will want that. So they carry him outside. They load him up in the ambulance and take off. Vivian, what are you in? Well, I don't guess you get to say what Dorothy's doing. What are you doing up in the apartment? Dorothy has pulled some gloves out of her purses, but
Dorothy, please don't touch anything.
oh, this is just in case. And it's not like latex. I mean, she just a pair of ladies' gloves.
Yeah.
But,
Just look with your eye or touch with your eyes. And could one of you please go over and grab one of the police officers, please?
One of the guys. Oh yeah. He takes off downstairs.
Kind of just. She'll look around, but is purposely not touching anything.
Okay, give me a spot.
Vertical.
Ooh, nice. This apartment
Again.
does not look. How do I want to put this? It doesn't look like an apartment somebody's really staying in. There's a few, there's a few empty glasses sitting around. There's some, discarded. I'm not sure what takeout containers looked like in the 20s, but I'm sure takeout was a thing.
Food wrappers.
Yeah, in the trash. Somebody's been here for a few days at least, but you don't think somebody's really moved in.
Gonna look for anything that might have a name or a business or something like that might be laying around.
You're not seeing any mail. You notice some of the furniture, not all the furniture. Some of the furniture looks newer, and it is definitely designed for someone of less than human size.
Okay.
Halflings,
Like
dwarfs,
halfling?
larger
Okay.
sprites, kobolds, that kind of thing. It'd still be a little bit big for Lilac, but she's on the smaller side for a sprite.
See if they'll let us take it. We can refurnish Teek's apartment.
Well, if it doesn't belong there, the landlord may put it out on the curb. Yeah, just have to hang around and keep an eye out. But there's no mail. You don't see any spare clothes in the closets. It's like whoever was here was being very careful not to leave much of anything behind. However, just as you're coming back into the main room where Dorothy is, she's been over there leaning around looking at the gun, not touching it. She's like, one of the shells landed over here, or the shell landed over here. I think this is a military grade rifle. It doesn't look like Salvador's, but it's, and she's talking about that, but and you notice something is sticking out from under the couch. Just a little bit, just barely. You really only see it because of the angle you're coming in the room at.
With all the ladylike dignity she can muster, she is going to look and see what it might be.
Well, the couch is low to the ground. All it really looks like is hair. Dorothy comes over. What are you looking at?
She points.
Oh, what is that? And then she reaches up with her gloved hand, and I'm just gonna pull it out enough that we can see what it is. It appears to be a fake beard when she pulls it out.
All right, we're gonna just set that over here on the table.
Dorothy sets it down where you indicate.
What kind of style, like dwarven or?
It does. It looks like a dwarf's beard. It's like you're not sure how convincing it would be at close range, but at a distance it looks really.
From a distance.
Yeah.
Is it similar to the beard, like the dwarf who was firing the gun? The orc boss?
Well, you haven't seen the beard yet.
Yeah, I don't think Vivian saw the guy shooting.
Vivian was inside when that went down.
She was yelling at the dwarf.
I think Leo and Salvador were the ones outside that actually managed to see the guy. And he was not driving the car. He was in the back. He was the dwarf.
He was the one with the machine gun.
Yeah.
She's going to make a good mental note of what it looks like, length, color, any being or accessories that may be in it.
There's nothing too fancy.
Okay.
It's just kind of that whole kind of woven, very stereotypical dwarf beard.
Spirit Halloween dwarf beard. Got it.
More or less. Like I said, not super realistic up close.
She'll peek in there, make sure there's nothing else under the couch, but from there on out, she'll just kind of wait for the officers
Well, the super gets
or
there
the
first.
superintendent.
The super gets there first. Who broke down the door?
We'll pay for whatever repairs need to be made on it.
Oh, you bet you will. And then he walks in and sees the sniper rifle.
Please don't touch anything.
Oh, yeah.
We have one of the officers from across the street.
And just a little bit after that, you hear thump, 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 thump up the stairs. The guy in the wife beater comes back. Yeah, but he's got some police officers with him.
Jen just motioned to the scene. We believe we found where the sniper was, as well as the disguise.
Okay, thanks.
Nothing has been touched. We'll back out if you would like, or if you have any questions.
Yeah, everybody in the hallway at least. Let us secure the apartment.
Okay.
And Dorothy's
make sure Dorothy's coming with.
I pulled the beard out from under the under the couch, but I was wearing gloves, so there shouldn't be. And I don't know if you can fingerprint hair anyway. Okay, man, that's fine. Just please stand out in the hallway. We'll need statements from all of you. Yada yada yada.
She'll make sure to exchange information with the supervisor to get the door repaired.
Yeah. He pulls out a little notepad, jots down. Yeah. It's a little bit of damage to the door frame, mostly. All right, outside the fight's wrapping up. Leo, you're basically standing outside the office now while the because the ambulance is driven away. Lawrence, one of the union guys that y'all have met before, the one that was in the office that had called y'all and called the ambulance.
Yeah.
He's thanking you for your help, and man, you guys got here quick.
And is Vivian back or no?
No, she's still over.
They would be up in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, you were inside. You wouldn't know where she went. Michael and Teak would, or Michael at least would know where she had headed to. So another ambulance has shown up. More EMT guys are getting out, and they're the guys Michael, you and Teak drug to the side. They're over there checking them. It's bumps and bruises. One guy's got a looks like they're expecting some mild concussion. They're going to take him to get him checked out. But nobody else pulled guns. Nobody else pulled knives or anything like that. You're muted, I think.
Oh, sorry, I've been clearing my throat. Once the EMT kind of clears everybody, he is going to go see if he can go find Agent Davis.
So you head over to the company side.
Mm-hmm.
And the police are talking to everybody. You managed to avoid having to give a statement so far. You'll have to, but they're focusing on other
at some point.
More.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do eventually see some of the manager types. Davis is standing over there talking with them. Davis does not look like somebody that's been in a fight.
Yeah.
His suit's still nice, his tie's still straight.
Mm-hmm.
He's still got his hat.
Okay.
He's as you walk up, he spots you. Oh, Mr. Anderson.
Agent Davis.
Let's see. Flynn wouldn't be out there. He'd have been getting somewhere safe as soon as the actual fighting started. He introduced you to a handful of the, mid-level manager types, some of the shift leaders, stuff like that. And he introduced you as Michael Anderson. He's part of, works for the DA's office. He's a part of the Bjorn. Which most of those guys nod when they hear your name. You've been in the paper several times. And there was just the giant monster made out of water, a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your assistance, sir. I saw you hauling men out of the way, and your lady friend, she's got quite a voice on her.
That she does. What happened?
Protests. They were protesting. We were telling them to leave. Things were getting a little heated, but everybody was still rational. Then Vasley got up and started making a speech. You can see the smashed up. He was literally standing on a soapbox. It's a little smashed up now, but you kind of he points out to where you can see where there's a broken up wood grate.
Or before the steel chair, there was a soapbox.
So yeah, he started giving a speech, which was, frankly, I think he was intentionally riling people up more. But that's not really what set things off. There was a gunshot and Vasley went down.
Am I outside at this point or no?
You're outside. You're outside, but you're on like the other side of this big open area where the fighting was taking place. You're over where basically, imagine there's some offices for the company.
Yeah.
And then way over here, but inside of each other, there is the office for the union.
Gotcha.
It would probably have been a smarter idea for the two groups to be a little further apart, but So like if you look around, you could probably tell that that's Michael over there, and you can see Teak still standing over with some of the people they drugged to the side. And, you see other medics over there checking people out.
Salvador's somewhere now.
He sure is.
Excellent. All right,
Yeah,
Salvador.
Salvador doing Salvador things.
Yep.
Hi.
I heard him jump in, but he's been quiet this entire time.
Yeah, I did too. So I was just
I'm
gonna.
not going to interrupt a scene. I am a professional. I'm not going to interrupt a scene.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything because I figured you were
Yes,
waiting.
yes, yes. Salvador is a professional.
Some would call
You're
him
right.
a professional.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how caught up are you on what's going on? Because I don't know how long it's been.
Sniper and a fight just ended.
Okay.
Is what I got so far.
All right. So we basically said, well, they were rushing downstairs. Wait, was Salvador here last time?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So yeah, we said basically they got a call about this riot starting up or about to start up, and they heard the gunshot. So they're racing down the stairs from y'all's office as Salvador's coming upstairs. So you went to the dock with them. For the duration of up till now, we'll say that you were with Teak and Michael helping drag, down combatants out of the way, making sure nobody gets trampled.
Just splashing water on them. Come on, get up.
Yeah, kind of, Like I said, there's EMTs there now checking people out. Give me a spot roll to see if Salvador noticed where Dorothy and Vivian were.
Sure. I love rolling. Success.
Okay. So, like Michael and Vivian, you realize at one point during all the commotion, you looked around and asked, "Where did Dorothy go?" Oh, then you saw her crossing the street, and then you see Vivian just sprint after her. Very impressive in high heels.
She needs
Not on
these.
camera, and I'm
She's
still.
short.
I'm not on camera and I'm still gesticulating, so that's where I'm at right now. That's how my day's been.
Yeah, I do that too.
But Salvador just like looks in that direction, nods, and then just goes back to about his businesses.
Okay.
The very least Salvador can do is determine if someone is alive or dead, and is
Yeah,
surely that doesn't require a medical license.
No.
I mean, given his background, I'd imagine he has experience doing that.
Yes.
Like dragging wounded soldiers off the battlefield or something.
But back over there with the conversation with Agent Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davis is explaining, once the gunshot happened, he said, yeah, the longshoremen basically rushed us at that point. I can only assume that they decided we must have fired the shot. Which would be counterproductive for us, but I don't expect much out of a bunch of dock workers. Not in the thinking department.
Do you remember our conversation just this morning?
About not making accusations? I'm making no accusations. I'm just saying they jumped to a conclusion.
We'll get to that in a minute. I mean about the third party that is acting against both sides.
I've been thinking about that quite a bit, especially in the last 30 minutes.
Which leads me to my next point, and like he looks directly at the managers now.
Yeah, they've just
Like, considering there is a third party acting to make things worse for both sides of this dispute, I trust no further rumors are going to be getting spread amongst the populace.
One of the managers like he clicks with him. What you're going on about now? Well, that was less a rumor than a theory, but yeah, we will make sure that our theories remain private.
Allow me to make this clear. Coming from a legal standpoint, they actually have right to take you to court for defamation just for that alone.
If we were making public statements about them, sure, they can't take us to court over a private conversation.
They can, legally. Remind me again, which one of us is trained in law?
Well, I know what the First Amendment is. Or was it the second? Whichever one it is. Freedom of speech, you know the one.
Yes, I'm aware. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of the consequences of what you say. Keep a lid on those rumors. If there's a third party that is going around antagonizing both sides, the last thing we need is you all or them, and he thumbs over to the longshoremen, or the union, because I'm going to have a talk with them about this too. The last thing we need is either of you making things worse when a third party is actively antagonizing both sides.
All right, give me a persuade or command. Either one can kind of work.
I'll go with persuade, because I am not trained in command. I mean, if I do roll command, it's a 40%, because 25 plus my 15 from communication, but I will go with persuade. Okay.
All right, you got a success.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look happy. These guys, they're managers. They like taking the little bit of authority they've got and, swinging it around, so to speak. So they don't like being lectured, but at least they're being lectured. But when they're being lectured to, it's usually by somebody in a nicer suit than them, and you are in a nicer suit than them. So they a little grumbly about it, but they nod. All right, yeah, we'll try to keep a lid on. We'll try to keep a lid on speculation. Stick to just the facts.
Good. Now, is there any other information you need to give me? And he'll look from them and the agent.
Let's see. The agent's like, well, at this point, I'm assuming it's the third party. This third party, this Mr. X or whatever we want to call him. I know none of my men had rifles. Yeah. Some of us had sidearms, and opens his coat where you can gesture to his pistol. But none of my men were equipped with rifles. I haven't seen any of the management team with any weapon like that. And all the managers are, oh, no. Some of the security personnel were armed, but yeah, nobody's. He hasn't had, David's like, I haven't had a chance to talk to my people yet. I don't know if any of the ones, I was in the offices when it initially kicked off. I don't know if any of my people out here, saw or heard where the shot came from. Though I'm sure if they did, they'll tell the police. And like I said, the police are all over the place taking statements.
Well, as it should. Now I need to go have a similar conversation with the Union.
All right, so you turn around, you back across the field.
Yeah, back across the field.
Or a large parking lot, or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get back over there. You see Lawrence Smith. Hey, just several other members of the Longshoremen's Association.
Yeah.
And in fact, you see, oh crap, who was the guy? Jim something was the person running?
Yes, Jim. I wrote that down. It is Jim.
That is his last name written down somewhere. Oh, probably on mine.
I'll say I did not get his last name. I only got a first name, which is Jim.
Jim.
Not the Jim.
But Jim had been going around, shaking hands and stuff prior to the protest actually starting.
Mm-hmm.
And Lawrence had mentioned on the phone when he called you, just prior to the gunshot, that Vasley was wanting Jim to go around, talk to everybody, and then kind of be away from the area before anything went down. Before any protest started up, just in case. Jim's going to be running for the association president, so he might be a target of management.
Yeah.
But as you're walking back across, a car pulls up and you see Jim get out. And he starts talking, very animated, as you get closer, he's clearly just asking, what in the world happened? Where's Vasley? What? He what? Which hospital did they take him to, And you walk up there as they're filling him in on all that.
Gentlemen.
Oh, Mr. Anderson, hello.
Hello.
And Jim shakes your hand. We met, I believe we met once before.
Yes, Vasley introduced us.
Yes, that's right. The guy said y'all showed up and helped calm everything down. Thank you.
Of course. It is part of our duty to help keep the peace here as best we can.
Do you know who shot Vasley? Or how badly he's injured, for that matter?
As for how badly he's injured, you would have to ask the EMTs or Leo, and he'll come over to where Leo's at.
Yeah, and Leo's just standing right out, close by. So Leo, you hear when Jim kind of goes, how badly injured was he?
As for who did so, I had this same conversation with the Pinkerton agents and the management over there. The running hypothesis is there is a third party intentionally inflaming things between both of your groups.
But who would benefit from that?
I do not know. We have only a little evidence. From what I could read off of the agents, none of their men had a rifle.
And so some of the guys saying, "Yeah, I didn't see any of them pull guns." And one guy's like, "Yeah, it sounded like it came." He gestures kind of over towards the building, and you can see there's several more police officers going into the building.
That would explain where they went. Okay.
Jim's like, "Where
he
he went?"
Some more associates of ours. I guess they spotted something over there in that building. I'll have to ask them later. However, first I'm here to ask, how's everyone? And to get your side of what happened.
Yeah, Jim takes a step back and lets everybody else do the talking. Like any time that you're talking to people, interviewing people about an event, everybody's story is a little different.
Yeah.
But everybody pretty much agrees, they were shouting at the managers had started shouting back. Badgley had stepped up and started giving a speech. There was the rifle shot.
Yeah.
And he's like, most of the people down on the ground level at that point just assumed we were being shot at and swarmed forward. Several of them talking to me was like, at the time I assumed that was what had happened too. And then it was just, fists were flying at that point. The occasional bottle or brick.
So, while this is going on, and while he's listening, I would like to insight Jim.
Okay.
Specifically, because on the phone, if I recall correctly, they were told that Jim was there already to shake hands and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
However, Jim just showed up in a car. So he's kind of wanting to, because the power didn't go off, I don't get the super sense bit. But he is going to try to get a read on Jim.
Okay.
Because that seems, that doesn't line up.
Alright, so use this skill in the person's character emotional state. Alright, so you're getting emotional state, body language, that sort of thing. Speech patterns. Can be opposed by etiquette or fast talk or even persuade. Alrighty. Alright, at the moment, Jim's just kind of an open book emotionally. It's like he is, upset about what's happened and, kind of tense and high, super concerned about, about everybody.
Yeah.
You don't get the impression that he's really, being shifty or really hiding anything.
Okay. So. Alright. Yeah, it's just one of those. I was thinking about that going, Michael would also pick up on that. Like, there's
There's a plot point here.
potential one, yeah. So I was just gonna try to follow up on it. So then he would also, so basically, do the stories kind of line up with what he got from the agents and management?
More
Like,
or less. You know, each
the
side
broad
tries to put a little
strokes.
more of the blame on the other side, but
Yeah.
and you know, as you're wrapping that up, the police come over, start taking statements from people there. This is when they finally get you to give a statement. You know, you hear Jim giving a statement. You know, because they're asking Jim. Well,
I will say, before Michael does give a statement, he will actually ask the police to halt for a second, and he'll basically give the sort of leadership, more or less, basically the same spiel that he gave the management. Is don't go rumor spreading, don't go like, fear mongering or anything like that, because there's a third party actively working against both groups, and the last thing we need is one side to inflame things further. Basically the same speech he gave management, and he will tell them, like, just straight up, like, honest, he gave management the same speech just before coming over here.
they take it a little better than managers did. But you've kind of been helping them out, so they're looking at, even though you may be looking at yourself as neutral, they're looking at you as, well, they've helped us out, so like you're maybe a little more on their side. And you know, please start talking.
Yeah.
When they quiz Jim, he talks about, I was here before the protest started, talking to folks. I returned to our, we've got a new temporary office. And basically, he got a phone call about what had happened. That's when he came back. So, he didn't witness any of the actual fighting. He didn't know what's going on there. Leo, they quiz you. Truthfully, and Teak and Salvador, none of you guys end up having to give a really long statement. You're like you're becoming a known quantity to the police.
Good.
Yeah.
All the phone calls from Michael to the blue precinct.
It's paying dividends.
I am in the way of not telling cops shit. I don't like giving statements.
Michael,
But one thing Teak will do after he gets questioned and he sees Salvador, he'll walk up to Salvador and be like, with as often as Dorothy wanders off, I'm thinking of taking her to the range just to get her taught how to actually fire the stupid thing.
Okay. Are you asking me for my permission or what,
no, I'm asking if you think it's a good idea or a bad idea. I assume you think it's a good idea.
It's possibly a good idea. It really depends. Like, what is she? Do we?
I don't think
she's
she
gonna
shot
just
one
kinda-
before.
I don't think so either.
He'll also go about explaining what Dorothy did prior to this if he wasn't in the room with us.
Oh yes, he wouldn't have been.
Basically, Dorothy, there was a call in about footprints in the yellow circle that is on our map. Teak and everybody went and did their thing. We came back. Dorothy ran into the office and with a pen and put red pen into our board saying, I saw it myself. So she went and had a walk in the area of basically Bigfoot.
If Bigfoot was hooved.
Yeah.
Is it your? Is this person is Dorothy your responsibility? Like,
no, it's just more of a if she's going to keep doing it, I'd like to actually make sure she has some way to protect herself.
Okay. Sure. I know.
Especially if she's going to work with us.
Sure. That makes sense. I know a guy, but like maybe it's better if we actually take her to the she could. I think familiarity with the firearm is best, and not
Yeah.
not necessarily. Yeah, and like you can work it out from there.
I agree.
Why'd you come to me then?
He looks at you as like and points at the rifle case in his vehicle. It's like, 'Cause
You know what? Fair.
you,
Fair enough.
yeah.
All right. Well, yes. Then yes, I think it's a good. I think before she gets any formal training, she should be in a safe environment to fire it off, and then if it's something she can do, because some people even with training just will not fire. It's just not in them.
Oh no,
None of
I get it.
us.
I get it. Just question to come up, and I wanted opinions more than anything.
Sure. Let's see how she acts with. Let's see how she is with the firearm, and then if she is, if she does take to it, then yeah, we can do some training. If she doesn't take to it, then we really gotta teach her how to hide or something. I don't know.
Right. Agreed. Or at least stop being spontaneously. I'm gonna go walking in an area that could kidnap me.
Well,
Puppy
Dude.
power.
I can't do anything about that one. People are gonna do what they do, but I can at least show her a firing range.
All right. Meanwhile, over in the apartment building, more police officers have shown up. They're taking statements from everybody in the hall, including you, Vivian, and Dorothy. And the people, everybody from the apartment is basically, hey, we heard what sounded like a gunshot. It sounded like it was coming from inside. The guys up on your floor was like, we came up to see what was going on up here. Dorothy's explaining that that she was that she got suspicious. She was looking at the buildings and it's April, but it's still kind of cool to have somebody just have a window open. And she knows that it was a window there to give you a good view of what was going on the docks. Just up high enough to be where you could look over, a couple of the buildings closest to the road. The cop basically asked her if she really thought it was a good idea to come here if she thought there was a gunman, but you kind of get that same kind of statement too. But
Yeah.
but they recognize you. They're like, okay, well,
These are the people we expect to do stupid things, not her. She would just tell them exactly what they found. As far as she's concerned, it's all in there already.
yeah. And you hear some of the officers talking about, some of the officers didn't know what kind of weapon it was. Some of the others recognize, it's a military sniper rifle. They rattle off the make and model and stuff, but it's though it's apparently
memorize
not
it,
one the
tell
American
the others.
military used.
Ew.
Was it Italian? German?
Sweden, no.
Nobody would know what that looked like, though.
Because if it was an Italian one and he was firing from book depository, now we have questions.
Carcano M 1891.
Yeah.
Yes,
She'll
it
make a
actually
note
is.
of it.
So yeah, you note that down. You're like, huh? I bet Salvador. I know the specifics of that.
Yep. Somebody in our group knows about guns, I'm sure.
Uh, oh, let's see. So yeah, eventually everybody that doesn't have an apartment on this floor, they start ushering all the rest of you back downstairs. Once they've gotten your statements.
Looks over Dorothy. Well, this is fun. We should probably go tell the boys.
Oh yeah. Probably make sure they're all right. They were fighting when there was a fight going on when we left.
I'm sure they're fine.
So yeah, y'all cross back over. By this time, everybody's probably grouped up. As they walk up, Joy's like, "We found a sniper rifle."
Vivian, like 5 feet behind her, is just rubbing the bridge of her nose, like. She'll rattle off the model.
Tika's just staring at Dorothy and then slowly turns to Salvador.
Salvador
you-
just Salvador looks like he's like looking through everybody, like seeing through everybody right now. It's just like looking
That was
thousand
stare.
yard stare.
What have you got there, Dorothy? A gun!
Do you have the weapon on you? Please say no.
Oh,
Please say
please.
no.
It's a sniper rifle. What am I going to do? Carry it into my purse?
Salvador points out at his gym bag.
Dorothy points at how small her purse is. I can't fit anything bigger than this. And she pulls out, like a little 2-shot Derringer.
Put it away. Put it away. Please put it away.
Oh my god. I'm tomorrow I'm taking you to the range, Dorothy.
Okay.
Do you need to know how to use that? And there's certain safety things, whatever. Yeah.
I'll drive.
Well, I know how to use it. You have
drive
to
both.
cock the hammer back.
No.
Don't,
No.
no.
Vivian's just grinning.
He reaches over and like lightly punches Vivian's leg.
My knee!
Even a
Salvador,
punch you crumple somebody.
You do recognize the model of rifle,
Yes.
Vivian. It was used by the Italian army in the First World War.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't think of it as the First World War. In the Great War.
The Great War.
In the war.
And didn't somebody very politely tell us to stay out of things?
Perhaps we should all go get a drink or a piece of pie or something not in the middle of the road.
Carsano M91.
Beg your pardon?
Carsano M91. Or Carcano. I think it's Carsano.
Carcano,
Or
yeah.
Carcano.
It's spelled Carcano. However that's pronounced in
Yes.
Italian.
Okay.
And no, it was
Carcano,
that's
yeah.
weird. It gave me a different model the last time I searched. Weird. Model 1891.
Is this the predecessor to the M1 Garand, isn't it? Like it was
No.
used before the M1 Garand, but it.
No, the one that was used by the United States military was the Springfield rifle.
Mm.
Yeah, whatever it is, the original model was not specifically a sniper rifle, but they tended to be modified into sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Salvador uses an Enfield.
Yeah.
He's like,
See,
Is-
Michael
is
very
this
much
from-
looks like he wants to say something, but he's like trying to figure out how to say it.
And Dorothy, Vivian rattles off that. Dorothy talks about, how it had a little bipod thing on it, which was not a standard feature of those rifles, though, like I said, they tended to be modified. So,
That sounds like a modification, but okay.
There's also a fake beard. Let's go talk somewhere not in the middle of the street.
I agree. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, and y'all have given your statement to the police, so y'all are free to leave whenever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so do y'all head to your favorite diner? Do you head to a local speakeasy? Where y'all going?
I
There's a
say
nice
we
diner,
actually meet.
but
I like the diner.
So
You
we can
cut out there,
actually
Patrick. Oh,
gather notes. The diner or the office, so we can compare notes.
I like the diner.
I'm hungry. Let's go to the diner.
Yeah. Yeah.
After moving a lot of people, I need a
Uh-huh.
little bit of food.
I need a piece of pie.
Gotta get that calorie intake up.
I need that I need that IRL. It's been a day for me.
oh geez, I'm
Anyway.
hungry now.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you for putting that in my head. I needed that.
You're welcome.
Once we
Hold
get
up.
in there, Vivian will make sure it's like over in the corner.
What is slowly becoming your usual corner.
Yeah.
Well, my passport application status is in process.
Ooh.
Yay.
Yay.
Is there anyone else in the diner at the moment, aside from, of course, the owner?
There's one waitress on duty. You got the cook in the back. You got a couple of customers. It's not crowded by any means.
Okay. Vivian will let Dorothy give the spiel of the apartment and fill in any of the details Dorothy may miss, because she has a feeling Dorothy's very excited about this.
She is. She's super excited. She really feels like she's helping. She's part of it.
Vivian doesn't know if that's a good or bad thing yet, but she's going to let her, like a little kid burning off all their energy. She's just going to let her go.
She really wants to go check out that footprint again now.
Which is something that still needs to be done. One thing I'll actually bring up, too, is from the wound, the bullet was still lodged in his shoulder. So more than likely that's going to be taken out at the hospital.
No, there was a casing or shell or whatever up there, so I'm sure they can match it up, depending on how much is left from his shoulder.
Alright.
And the fake beard just looked like a really generic dwarf beard. All of the furniture was crafted for folks, halfling, dwarf, really tall sprite, kobold, barkling.
Bottles of
Coming up
beer.
with my previous one, would I have to make an idea roll for this?
I would like you and Salvador to make an ideal roll while
Yeah.
Vivian is explaining the fake beard thing she found.
And Teak say like I didn't spot anything, but I did
Success!
hear
Just barely.
I did hear both parties basically saying they're the ones who fired. They're
Exactly
the
what
ones
I
who
needed.
On the nose.
fired.
So yeah, both of y'all, she starts describing the beard, and both of y'all are kind of like, wait a second, that sounds like the dwarf we saw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because she's mentioning kind of how it was braided.
That sounds like.
And we bring this up because we both saw it, and I was there when the boss got
we were both
shot.
there.
We may be dealing.
There's a third party at play. Really
Probably
want
the
stuff to
Italians.
do.
Halfling in disguise.
Like
About the time
those.
Teak goes halfling in disguise, Dorothy's going, so we're looking for a shaved dwarf?
No.
And then Teak says anything, she's like, oh no, that's a better idea.
Likely is the Italians. Or someone doing a
What?
very convincing
The
job.
Italians are. Jason, remind me. The Italians are mostly made up of humans, right?
Correct.
Yes.
But they also are known to have, or suspected to have, influence around the docks.
Okay.
You know,
Which
the
means
docks are one of those
brothers-
areas
yeah.
of town where kind of the human and strange folk interact a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, the management
means
side of
we're
things tends to
A-
be mostly human,
Would
and the dock workers
Tink
are.
in his years of being a mobster have seen halflings with the Italians at any time?
It's not that there's necessarily a lot of halflings in the Italian mob,
Mhm.
but of all the strange folks, they're probably the ones that the Italians would have the least problems with hiring.
Mhm.
You know,
Are the halflings like the model minorities of this world?
kind of. Nobody really
Okay.
hates the halflings.
Gotcha.
There's
Gotcha.
still, racism, but halflings
Sure.
suffer more from being patronized too than anything.
Gotcha.
Because of
Sprites
height.
run into
Yeah,
that a
that
little
makes
bit as well, and barklings.
Mm-hmm.
But halflings are so close to being human, visually, and small, so they come off as harmless. They are not harmless.
Mhm. Tico mentioned that to the group. It's just like, if they were going to be working with anyone, it would be potentially halflings because they're. I mean, they don't really hate them in any fashion. Not like not like an Italian against an orc.
So we have a third party messing up things. Someone shoots one side to cause an all-out brawl and escalate tensions. Those of you that fought in the Great War recognize it as Italian-made,
Mm-hmm.
or Italian service rifle of some description. The
Cortana.
Italians approach us and tell us to stay out of things at the docks.
I mean, it's kind of
A
our
lot of-
job to be into things, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
our thing is to be in the things that, especially when
Yeah.
people
They
tell us
wanted us
not
to
to be
s-
in them.
They
The
wanted us to
downs-
stay out of the political side.
Yes.
There's,
Which
there's a lot of pins all in one place right there, is all I'm saying.
Mm.
it also, considering this whole area seems to be more politics in nature, this is basically them trying to get us to back away.
Unless a monster shows up. They're very clear on that. If a monster shows up, boy, it's all y'all's.
Uh-huh. Of course it is.
We will stay out of your way at that point.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to both sides and told them not to. Basically, gave them a small lecture about rumor spreading to hopefully keep tensions down for the time being.
Teak just chuckles. It's like, yeah, like that'll work.
Yeah, I'll probably need to have a talk with Vasley.
I mean, it's
Well,
better
Vasley was the
to
one.
have it there. It's better to say the thing than not say the thing. And we'd
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
well, we told you.
And another
True.
thing we'll have to look into is make sure Vasley is at least has the security detail.
Well, that'll be up to the
Police.
And the police
anyway.
should be doing that automatically. This was
Yeah.
basically an assassination attempt.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had more cops on duty down there in the docks for at least a month, if anything.
Do we go to the police with our theories about the Italians?
well. At least tell them the hypothesis that we've come across or the leads we've found and let them go from there. If nothing else, having that much attention on them could cause them to back off.
Or we could be putting false blame on the Italians, and then they come after us, and
We already have targets on our back of some size.
And our front too.
All I know is when I get done with this sandwich, I'm gonna go make a call, I guess.
And the problem is we still need to. Unfortunately, we still need to investigate the park.
what time is it, Jason?
Let's see. It was around lunchtime when I almost said Vika. When Vivian had her
She crossed worlds. She's an orc.
very tall orc. She had her visitor. So y'all probably by 1 or 2 y'all have been at the docks. So it's like 4 in the afternoon. We'll say it's about 4 in the afternoon.
Well,
So you hit the diner between the lunch rush and like the evening dinner rush.
it's late in the afternoon now. If we go now, depending on how long it takes us to get there, it might be dark.
It'll be dark. What time of year is this again, Jason?
It's April. It's April.
Okay, so, and I'm trying to remember when daylight savings time started.
March.
So I don't know what y'all are complaining about. All of you can see in the dark anyway.
No, yeah, but
Hey, Teek's looking out for his people who can't freaking see in the dark. Thank you.
It's literally just Michael.
April
And
26th,
Dorothy, because we're going to be
Dorothy.
taking Dorothy too.
Are we?
April 26th is daylight savings time.
Dorothy will not let us not take her.
take care. I was actually
Let's go
talking
hide from
about
Trump.
what actual
Year?
specific year. Yes.
I see.
Daylight saving time was a thing in the 20s, but not consistently. It was first adopted in
Okay.
1918, replaced in repealed in 1919. A few cities and states observed it. It resurfaced again later. So
You need to just make it go away again.
Because
it was mostly going on during World War One. So
Yeah,
I would guess by 25 it was probably more or less like we have it today.
okay.
That's me taking a shot in the dark and not searching anymore. For purposes of the game, we're going to say daylight saving time is a thing. But probably would not have kicked in because y'all are early in April. So it has not kicked in yet. So if you rushed, you might have time. Or you can just wait till the next day. Because I think you had you called and told the police about it? Or were you planning to and then got distracted?
Salvador did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were trying to get in touch with the same man who that was the same detective that was a sergeant, I think, that was with us when we actually first encountered the brew.
Yeah, he's still out on leave. He's still recovering. But yeah, I think that's right. I think y'all called the precinct you usually deal with, and they're like, okay, thank you for letting us know. We'll have to pass it on to the local precinct up there, whose jurisdiction it is. But
yeah.
And we'll also get in touch with that local precinct. For safety reasons, let's hold off until tomorrow. But this way we can get in touch with the precinct, let them know that we're coming up there to look around.
Okay, who's gonna make that call?
No, I will. Just
Okay.
make it easy.
So you call him up.
I also bring up that the people we got in touch with at the other precinct as well.
So yeah, you bring that up, and he takes that as somewhat evidence that you're who you're saying you are. Yes, the other, the Windburn precinct had gotten in touch with us. We've sent some officers out there. Let's see how much we want to tell you. They reported back that they had found something, and some of our forensics guys have gone out there to make plaster casts.
All right, good.
Can't you guys keep your monsters down south?
Unfortunately, I'll actually bring up the meat packing house incident.
Yeah, he read about that.
Yeah. From what it counts, it sounds like it might actually be one of those. But we want to confirm.
Yeah. Great. So y'all get monsters down south, and now they're migrating north.
That's not me on the phone.
Do it now.
I'm glad it's not me on the phone. I'd be like, do we have a problem?
Yes, we
Take
have
us
monsters
outside.
migrating north.
There's,
Keep them down south. The rest of
yes, Salvador's just F the police constantly.
Yeah?
Disrespect the constabulary.
Correct.
But yeah, and then
He's a machine.
he gets off the phone.
He's raging against it.
Dorothy's like, "Ooh, I wonder if they'll let us see the casts."
Ideally.
All right, so y'all finish up y'all's dinner, or supper, or snack, or lunch, or late lunch, or whatever it was. As you're paying and leaving, everybody give me spot checks.
Absolutely.
But
1 second. More.
Oh, come on.
Oh, dang it.
All right.
I'll roll in a second. I'm
Okay.
typing up last of these notes.
All right, so Vivian got a success. Salvador got a success.
Success.
So you see a car come streaking by.
Uh-huh.
Well, not streaking by, but going pretty fast. Whips into a parking place. Somebody hops out and runs, not towards the diner where y'all are stepping out of, but towards the other end of the building where the entrance into the rest of the office building is.
Like where our office would be going
Yeah,
upstairs?
that's the door you have to use to get in. I mean, there's a lot more offices in the building than just yours. Maybe somebody else is jumping out of this car, not bothering to shut his door and running full speed to get to some other office.
That skill does not want to ever work for me. Oh well.
Looks so. And everyone else saw that, right?
I saw that.
Yeah. And Michael's heading that way.
No.
Someone just came around a corner, high speed, jumped out, and is going into the back entrance up towards the office and apartments.
Interesting.
V's going too, but she's trying to be sneaky about it.
Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to try to use my... I'll just be a straight power roll with this. Detect magique.
No, I got you.
That's right, it's the... Yep. Yes.
All right, so standing out here on the sidewalk, you're not detecting any magic, any
All right.
residue at the moment. Nothing magic about the car. Vivian, you're up the stairs, nice and quiet.
Michael is not. Unless you want me to make a stealth roll.
You
I can
would be able to tell
try.
that Vivian was trying to be sneaky.
Okay, where is stealth?
Shh, back. No,
There it is.
you sound like an elephant.
Oh, this isn't gonna go well. I don't think this is gonna go well at all.
You legitimately sound
No.
like an elephant. You have tripped up the stairs. Okay.
You've tripped on your shoelace and have now somehow smashed yourself against the ceiling.
All right, so
I have literally no points in stealth, just the baseline.
So Vivian, you get up the stairs very quietly. You look down the hallway, right at the door of your office. He's sitting there knocking the door. Come on, please tell me somebody's in there.
Is it the elf from earlier?
Which elf from earlier?
The one that she talked to in the diner about the invisible man?
What was his name?
I don't think we gave him a name. I could be wrong.
I wasn't there, so I wouldn't have written
Just
it
a
down.
paranoid elf. But no, it's not him.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, come on. Crap, nobody's here. And then you hear Michael thump, 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 as he clearly tripped on the steps.
We really got to get lights for this stairwell.
So the guy turns around, you're almost to him, depending on how close you were planning on getting.
Sorry, we had just run downstairs for some pie. Can we help you?
Oh, yes. My name's Bradley. Of course, I completely blank on the last name. Alan. I work with the Longshoremen's Union. I saw you at the docks today.
Calm down.
I didn't get out of
Deep
the car,
breaths.
so we. Right. Calm down. I was driving for Jim today,
Mm-hmm.
so I took him away before the protest started. When we got we were at the makeshift office. When we got a call, I drove him back. But when we, after the police finished talking to him, I took him back to the office. When we got there, when we opened the door, there was a man. Excuse me. I dropped Jim off at the house, and then I went back to the office to pick up Hyacinth. She's our secretary. I had driven her.
Oh God. Vivian's younger sister is the secretary.
Crap! I had already used Hyacinth, hadn't I?
I'm just cracking up at the idea of a 3-year-old secretary. It's great.
See,
Actually, there can be more than one Hyacinth in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Vivian just kind of looks like she's thinking that too. Like, no, it can't be. But go on.
There was a man. She was on the ground. There was a man standing over her. He took off when he saw me. I tried. He came at the door. I tried to block him. He tossed me. He tossed me to the side. Did this weird. I don't know. When I tried to grab him, but he sort of turned, and I don't know. Next thing I know, I'm laying on my back. And by the time I got up, he was out of sight, and I wanted to check on Hyacinth. But I figured, I probably should have called the police. Shouldn't I? I don't know. You guys have been helping us out, and
I was about to get in contact with them anyway.
It's somebody with Hyacinth. Is Hyacinth safe?
Oh yes. There were other people in other parts of the office. she's been acting as Jim's secretary, so it was his office specifically. And she's got a knot on the back of her head. Somebody was going to run her by a doctor to get checked out, but we got her we got her woken up. But I wanted to come tell you, since you've been kind of helping us out with the the monster and the company people. And by this time, all the rest of you that were following could follow you, could follow him up. But yeah, I mean, it was just. Have you ever seen a Western picture where the train robbers have the
Yes.
bandanas? It was kind of like that, but it was coming down, but it came up. It was all the way up, like tucked up into the guy's hat and pulled all the way down. He had little eye holes cut in it, so I couldn't see anything of his face.
The luchadors have betrayed us.
But he was, I mean, other than that, I mean, he was in a suit. He had a hat. I mean,
Vivian inwardly cursing and screaming.
I was about to call the police anyway, so guess I'm adding to the report.
You definitely get the police called. I don't know exactly what we could do if we don't have a direction he's going. I'm not saying I don't appreciate the information. I just don't know how we would follow him.
oh well.
Did they take anything? Was the office ransacked? Anything like that?
It looked like Jim's desk had been gone through.
When you're able to,
we were guessing that maybe Hyson walked in on him while he was searching the place or something.
maybe once Hyacinth is released and has had some time to rest, see about maybe what has been stolen or what may have been targeted
Okay.
if they were looking in a particular area.
Or if anything's been planted.
Oh, I had thought of them leaving something. Huh.
You'd be surprised how many times that happens in the courtroom.
Which is why we should probably call the police too.
Already on it. And he's already like over at the phone.
I should probably I should probably call the guys and I don't know if we want
There's
to get
another
Jim
phone
back there.
down in the diner if you'd like to come down for a moment and call.
Yeah. Well, I'll do that. He starts fishing a nickel out of his pocket. So yeah, he'll head down there with if any of the rest of you, if anybody follows him or not.
Yeah, Michael, he's calling the place that loves him the most.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah.
Phone rings.
Twirling the phone cord. What you doing?
2 rings.
They-
Windburn Police Precinct.
This is Michael Anderson speaking.
Evening, or let's see, it would be by this time he might go ahead and say evening, Mr. Anderson. Do you need to talk to the chief? He's already left for the day.
No, it's just some stuff that has come across our desk, as it were, that should probably be made known, especially with what happened at the docks today.
Just 1 second. Hey, Clarence, do you know where the Anderson notebook is? Ah, thanks.
It's like this thick already.
This is why they invented caller ID specifically for Michael Anderson.
Jeez.
So, all right, Mr. Anderson, I'm ready. Whatever message or information you need to give to the chief, I'm ready.
Basically, he the whole hypothesis that he basically said in the diner is basically what he gives them. That they probably have the report already about the rifle that was found at the nearby apartment complex. That 2 of our former service members recognized it as Italian made or used by Italian soldiers,
Mhm.
at the very least. That we have a very strong suspicion there's a third party that is inflaming the whole conflict between the Dock Workers Union and the companymen. That one of our own members was approached by an Italian gentleman and told essentially to stay out of things at the docks. It was strongly told there would be consequences for not doing so. Basically, the whole hypothesis is there's a lot of pins connecting it kind of to the Italian mob right now.
Oh, that's the last thing we need. But it is the docks. The Italians do have a lot of influence. The docks.
Also, I believe you should be getting another call shortly from one of the members of the union that came by our office. Another one of their number was attacked in their office.
The office at the docks. Place has been crawling with police all afternoon.
Their temporary office, I believe, that they relocated to.
Oh, yeah, okay, got that down.
You'll be able to get more information out of that gentleman. I believe he should be calling you from another line shortly. One thing that was mentioned is that the interim president's desk seems to have been rummaged through. I believe he's going to call his people as well to tell them to not mess with anything. Hopefully. And there might be suspicion of either something taken or, considering the inflammatory nature of what's happening at the docks right now, something potentially also might have been planted.
I see.
Although that is unsubstantiated, that is just a thought that had crossed my mind as a potential reason for such a thing to have happened.
All right. Well, I've got all that
However-
down. I'll leave this on the chief's desk.
Appreciated.
Oh, certainly. Thank you for keeping us in the loop.
Poor
I
chief.
have my own notebook.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess it would really be for any of your little group that called, just to keep all the notes together.
Okay. I'm honored, I suppose.
Oh,
I
the
will,
You've been calling a
files.
lot. That's all.
I said I would. Anyway, thank you for your time, sir.
Oh, thank you. You have a good evening.
You as well.
Uh,
You?
What?
You tell Jason what you just wrote in chat.
What? It's the B files.
Jeez.
X Files isn't a thing until 1993, so.
Yeah.
all right.
You know, the Bjorn files, the B files.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be a pulp fiction book soon.
Yep.
All right. So the guy that showed up, who's a younger guy, he goes downstairs, uses the phone. Did anybody follow him back down?
Vivian would have followed.
Okay. So you hear him call. He doesn't call the police. He calls apparently back to the office. He's talking to the people there. Now he does mention that Mr. Anderson said probably call the police. Well, yeah, I mean that does mean they know where the makeshift office is, but I mean clearly somebody does already. And he kind of fills them in. The way you hear, from what you hear, it sounds like Jim is at the office now. Like somebody either went and got him or notified him. You hear him suggest to them that they, without touching anything, look through the desk, see if anything that's not supposed to be there is there. Then he eventually hangs them. He basically went down and told them the stuff that y'all had suggested. Suggested they call the police. But when he hangs up, he looks back at you. They said they haven't really noticed anything missing, other than a notebook Jim had with a bunch of contact information.
Oh yeah, that's certainly absolutely nothing missing. What kind of contact information?
Just other people in the union, like their addresses or their phone numbers.
She kind of gives this young man a look to let him
it-
process.
Well, a lot of it's stuff that's in the phone book anyway.
Yes, but
Yes.
not anyone
Now-
off the street knows who is in
Hmm.
your union.
Oh, that's fair. Oh,
Yes.
I guess that might have. I guess that's why they mentioned it to me. It's probably more important. I'm sorry. It's been a day.
It's a lot, yes. Let's go up to the office and you can speak with the police if you'd like over the phone.
Oh, I think Jim or one of them was going to call.
Okay, even better.
Like he
Did
seems a
you
little nervous at the end of talking to the police. Not like super guilty nervous, just like
not a good talker?
he's like 20, confronting the police, talking to the police. Period. Just a little nerve wracking for him.
He's gonna start confessing everything he did since he was 12.
I've went to bed since I was 16.
Do you need
Sir,
a few
this
moments? Go ahead.
sir, this is a police station.
The church is 3
Is it
blocks
the Bjorn
down.
office, not a Wendy's?
Do you need a few moments to compose yourself? Do you want to have someone follow you back? Do you want to drive back on your own?
Oh no, I should be fine. I'm just lucky.
Okay.
I guess I'm lucky the police didn't. I didn't pass any police officers. I was going a little fast on my way here.
Definitely got that impression, yes.
Well, thank you for being so patient with me.
Of course. If anything else comes up, you know where to find us.
Oh yes. I probably would have. I'd have called if I'd known y'all's number.
I'm imagining she's had like small business cards made by now and just
Oh.
passes it over. It's actually just old business cards of Mickey's, and she just crossed out Mickey's name on it and put Bjorn over it.
Y'all kept his phone number, so hey, what kind of the address is the same? That would kind of work.
She wouldn't do that.
She'd at least use whiteout.
It's a piece
She
of
has
tape.
When was
claws.
Whiteout made? Now we got to look that up.
Later.
That
It
was-
was later.
Yeah, much later. Also, the
one of
weird
the
little
monkeys. It was
fact-
his mother that invented it. If I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
that's
1974. Well, 1971.
Just a few
Yep.
years later.
It dates to 1966, but wasn't introduced until 1971.
Not Whiteout then.
But yeah, he walks back out to his car. or whoever's car he was driving.
She'll make sure that he gets to the car, it starts up, and he leaves.
Oh yeah, it's got an electric starter. That's not a problem.
Yeah, but still, she's like making sure no one like comes around the corner like, "Hey!"
Now,
and shoots
now
him.
there's just jabs going on here, and I don't know if I.
Well, look on the bright side. If somebody tries to elbow Teak, they're gonna miss. So
They have to get on his level by kneeling,
yeah, because
Ow.
that's not condescending at all.
unless they're a Barkling.
Then it's just eye contact.
Love you guys. Love you so much. Mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh,
So go back upstairs. There, apparently the directory of members got stolen.
We're probably gonna wake up to some dead people in the morning, aren't we?
Let's hope not. I
Prepare for
did
the worst,
suggest.
hope for the best.
I did suggest that he maybe send out or have someone let everyone know to be more on alert.
On a humorous aside, we apparently have our own dedicated notebook.
And I'm
Well, it's-
sure by go ahead.
Does it have a name?
I think they called it like the Anderson notebook.
So rather you have your own notebook.
Well, I asked them about it. Apparently, it's about anything our group brings to them.
He's usually the one that makes the phone calls.
Dorothy's over at the court board with the city map. She's like looking at push pins, like she's trying to decide on what color. Then she pushes one into the docks.
The
Do we
beautiful
know? Do we know
mauve.
where their temporary office is?
I did not ask. I don't know if we want that information.
Well, the bad guys obviously have it.
Yes.
Yep.
She just takes an index card and writes about a little note about the attack and then posts it to the side.
If anything happens, I'm sure we'll hear in the morning.
Probably.
And if not, I think we have that footprint to go look at, or at least the cast.
There. Well, that'll be our first, at least my first stop in the morning. What time, and I turn to Salvador and Teak, about what time do you actually want to meet up to head over there?
I get up early, so whenever is good for you guys.
What day of the week is it?
It was during the week because everybody was working.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say today was Wednesday, so tomorrow will be Thursday.
She's like, I've got work.
Well, if all else fails, I can go and we can go in my.
I mean, does anyone else besides me know how to drive?
I can
I can loan
I
you the
can drive.
Teak. I can
No,
loan
we
you
can
the Model
drive.
Teak.
It's you can drive normally in this game. It's just like doing any fancy maneuvers. That's where the drive skill comes
I
in.
don't plan on drifting with this thing, so
That's
Yeah.
fine. If you want to borrow the Model Teak, I'll lend you the key.
okay.
I mean, he's like, I did just have a rear light fall off, so
You've put that back up.
it's seen some things.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna not let it see more things.
He'll give Salvador his key. It's like I'm walking distance now, so
You sure are. And I'll start the car.
Dorothy's like, "Who's coming to pick me up?" And she's writing her address down on a piece of paper.
I can get you, Dorothy.
She hands you the piece of paper.
Mhm. Slip it into like a breast pocket. So one thing I like about 20s fashion, I have pockets everywhere.
and they're not rinky dink like, oh, my hand only goes up to like here.
They're
Jinko
not women's
jeans
pants.
pockets.
They're not women's pants pockets for sure. Sorry, Sarah.
They're like Jinko jeans pockets.
Yeah.
Look at this pocket. I could
Yeah.
fit a kobold in here.
There's just a sigh that comes out of Michael.
You just see Teak peeking in over the pocket.
And then next day I will be at my word. Pick up Dorothy.
All right. So y'all break up for the evening.
Uh-huh.
Everybody heads back home.
Say before we do
Is Teak
break
still
up-
staying with Salvador?
Is what?
No, he's got his own place now, I think.
Is
Like
still staying with Salvador?
Teak found an apartment that was midway between the office and his work.
Okay, cool.
So
Well done.
that's why I was
was
saying
not
Teak
on the
is
string
Teak
for
is
that.
Teak is now walking distance from the office and from his work now. So he has no problems letting you borrow the Teak.
Can we paint the Model T like a mystery machine?
Jeez.
Just invert the colors so it's like green with a blue flower. Copyright.
Yeah, before we do all split apart, Michael will pull Salvador's side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Michael.
trust I don't really need to say what I need to say with you when it comes to Dorothy. Correct?
Oh, this is one of those talks. Okay. Say what you're going to say.
Just keep her safe. She's been running into danger a lot more often lately.
Well, that's kind of the thing of working for the Bayorn, I guess. But yes, I do plan on keeping her safe.
Good. I
No harm will come for her. Come to her, as long as I can help it.
all right. Well, in that case, best of luck out there. I'm gonna trust you with this.
With this being Dorothy, or
Yes. She seems
she's a whole
determined to
person.
throw herself into the line of fire for some reason, and I'll be honest, it's getting really stressful for me.
I can imagine. Well,
As I swore to my friend on his deathbed that I would take care of her and make sure she was taken care of. And I know I can't be there all the time, but this newfound recklessness of hers, it worries me. I would like to think we're friends. I believe we've worked together long enough that I believe we are. So I am trusting the life of one of the people I care most deeply about into your hands.
Salvador nods. There is a saying that we had when I before I left from where I'm from. Ningún hombre es una isla, which means no man is an island. We are. I don't know how much you know about elven culture on the European side of things, but we are very community based, and so no one of us takes the entire load for keeping communities safe. It is a joint effort between everybody.
Okay.
You may have sworn your oath, but you also have a new one here with us. So we will take the load where we can.
Not something I'm used to doing, sharing that kind of burden.
Do a tour in Germany. It'll you'll get used to it. He kind of like stares over to wherever Doc is.
I'm not a fighter by any stretch of the imagination. I know that. I have been learning how to shoot a pistol a little bit lately.
Gotta have some kind of peace, it seems.
He does like shift his coat where you see he has a the Colt M1 911.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good choice.
Figure I can't. That'll come in handy at some point, I guess. If we're gonna be running into more dangerous things out there, I can't exactly. What little self-defense I know of, like, punch everything out.
Well, I plan to just take Dorothy to a shooting range, which
Are you
everyone's.
there, Jeremy?
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi.
You roboted through. We didn't hear anything
Yeah.
you said after
Yeah.
after taking Dorothy to shooting range.
Range, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm taking Dorothy to a shooting range. Theoretically, everyone there is strapped, so if there is trouble, aim and release at the problem.
Yeah. Well,
We
with
got
that
this.
with that said, then, have a good night.
You as well. He pats you on the shoulder.
Oh, hey Salvador, I got an electric start on the
Huh?
teak now.
Oh, thank God.
I wanted to make sure you knew that.
You should let him just try and
Appreciate it.
crank it for 10 minutes.
It'll still crank.
Mm-mm-mm.
I have to admit, I had some reservations because I haven't seen your car in a little bit. But that is good to know. Thank you, Teak.
My nose is still hurting from the last time.
I bet.
The swelling's gone down some.
Oh yeah, this one.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, well, if there's nothing else, I will. I'm heading out. I'll see y'all tomorrow, Dorothy. I will be picking you up in the morning, so I hope you're a morning person.
Oh yeah, I'm used to get up fairly early.
Excellent. Nothing changes. And then Salvador will take the Model T and go? Question mark.
No.
Uh,
All right.
maybe you need a ride home.
I'm good.
All right. So everybody heads home. Vivian, you get
Mhm.
home.
Yep.
You hear as you approach your front door. Give me a listen roll.
Oh boy.
Oh
What
dear.
the hell are you doing, Lilac? I mean, I'm just trying to find listen. Really? Really?
Okay. So you hear some talking through the door, but you can't make out any of what it is.
Through her door?
Yeah, through your door.
Not a hodo?
She's going to put the ear up to the door and see if that helps at all.
Okay, you can give me another roll.
There we go.
So you hear Lilac's voice. You hear a male voice. Basically, this is this is where I need you to deliver the package tomorrow. Yada yada yada. It's it's kind of short notice. I'm sorry I had to swing by. Your home to set this up, but you don't have a phone, so. But here's some of it up front. When you make the delivery, they'll cover the rest of it.
She's going to open the door. It's her apartment.
Yeah. You walk in, I like it. Wave. Hey, Vivian.
Hey, looking to see who this other person is.
It's a blonde halfling.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know we had guests this evening.
He's like, oh, I was just leaving, man. I had to drop a package off for Lilac to deliver. Kind of a last minute something. Sorry to have intruded.
Just extends. Extends a hand to shake. I'm Vivian. How are you doing? Sure, I can't get you anything to drink before you leave.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to take up any more time.
Extreme memorization of this person's face.
But yeah, it was very nice to meet you, Miss Vivian.
Nice to meet you as well, Mr.
Bye.
Hang on.
Mr. Not the Face.
I only had his first name on the session.
Mr. Don't recognize me.
I need the faction notes.
Mr. Fake Name.
Mr. Do not perceive me.
Carmody. Carmody for the note takers.
Okay. Oh, have a good evening, Mr. Carmody.
Oh, you too.
Files that name away. Vivian files it away. I will likely forget it by next session. My apologies in advance.
Well, it's at least
even with my notes.
It's at least one I've got written down.
Looks over at Lilac.
And she's picking up this large, I think of one of the big kind of almost modern days, almost like cardboard envelope type things. It's got a little bit of thickness to it, like there's probably a lot of paper, several sheets of paper or something in it.
Delivery for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's weird for them to, show up like this, but he was saying it was last minute something.
Where are you delivering it to? Just out of curiosity.
The hospital.
Oh. Insight.
All right. All right, so you got a success. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be. She doesn't seem to be. She's acting completely unconcerned, and she seems to actually be unconcerned.
Okay, so she's not actively lying.
Right.
Oh, notes or something probably for a doctor of some kind.
I guess so. Yeah, it's the first delivery I made to a hospital, but.
It's a certain one? I just asked because one of the folks that we work with works up at the hospital.
Oh yeah, and she rattles off the main It's probably like the main hospital in
Mhm.
the human-centric part of town,
Any
which is so probably not the one that Charlie works at.
Is it the one that Vasley went to?
You don't know which one Basley went to, but him being
Oh, we
human, they'd
saw.
have probably taken it to the more human-centric
Yeah.
one.
With the ambulance coming, I thought maybe it had been like certain ambulances come out for certain hospitals or something.
You
Maybe.
know that's reasonable enough. I don't actually know how.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had separate ambulance services at the time, or if they were all based specifically out of the hospitals. So yeah, it's the human-centric hospital that Basley went to.
Okay. Oh, early morning. Should probably. It's been a long day.
It's only like 6 or 7.
It feels like it's been a long day.
okay?
That gets her attention. She now kind of looks at your whole body language. Oh, what happened?
She'll go through the whole thing.
Holy
And there
smokes.
was something stolen from an office, a bunch of papers, and she'll point, which is why that concerns me.
She's like, yeah, it, what, which apartment building were you saying the gunman was in?
The one across from the docks, 4th floor, facing the docks.
She no longer looks as completely unconcerned. I see.
Lie.
This I kind of did some scouting for the company. They needed an apartment in an particular area. I don't know who they were putting in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's the building you were talking about.
Could I look at the envelope, Lilac? Is it like sealed, like it'll be noticeable if it's opened?
It's still think of the old style envelopes where they somebody either licked it or had to run a sponge across it and kind of sealed it.
There are
Lilac
ways to open.
Lilac having the background she has like
They both kind of have that background.
put a tea kettle on the put a kettle of water on the stove.
I'm feeling I need some tea too. It's been a stressful day. She's just like increasingly stressing. Offers Lilac probably a cookie of some kind that they have in the apartment.
You brought back pie.
So y'all kind of
Like it's just sitting on the pie.
Y'all kind of steam the envelope a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lilac gets out like a her-sized letter opener. So she's slowly working the glue loose. Fine manipulation. Oh, she succeeded, but not by much. That was actually pretty close.
There's a couple of moments where they're just like,
but she finally gets it open.
Okay, let's hope this is nothing. It's nothing. It's totally nothing.
You slide the papers out. It is not a list of phone numbers and addresses or any of that.
What is it?
It's instructions for somebody at the hospital to over-medicate a particular patient.
Oh, fantastic!
Yay.
Vasley is called by name. Between some of the sheets in there is money. Like,
How much money?
carefully kind of spaced out.
She's not going to take it or allow Lilac to take it, but
I just realized I don't really know what a good.
Well, we can just say it's a good amount.
That's true. That's true.
A hefty bribe. Something that
A
makes both
substantial
go.
There's $300,
A lot of money.
Lord.
and
for
this is the
time period.
20s.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Somebody's.
So that's like 4,000 to 5,000 modern money, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is significant.
Yep.
Okay,
that is
we're
most
gonna-
of the girth of this package was the money with with enough sheets on either
We-
side of it that you couldn't hold it with a light and notice anything.
$300 in 1920 is worth $4,796.98 today.
Hey,
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We
it's
got
that 98 cents that really puts it over the edge.
It does.
Vi,
Yeah,
I think I may not be working for nice people.
I think that might be.
I mean, I knew
Exactly
they
what's going
weren't
on,
great
darling.
people, but I did not know they were this not great people.
Let's. Do you feel like going for a walk and maybe going to talk to some folks?
What folks?
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, not the police. Gotcha.
Not the police. No, it'll probably eventually become the police. Because
Anderson has anything to do with it.
we can.
Yeah.
We can.
Hey, it's Mr. Anderson. Get my notebook.
It's
Again, starting
Anderson.
with a fresh page.
Someone goes to see a therapist specifically because
It's like this big.
of Michael.
I'm just imagining at this point, like the further we get into this game, like they have betting pools about if he's gonna call that day.
It's been more than 3 days. Is he on vacation or something? Is he dead? Has anyone checked?
The desk sergeant goes home. Wife asks him, "How'd the day go?" It was a no Anderson day.
Oh, that's great, honey.
I thought I had this really big book. I was gonna
Flop it out
Oh,
there.
that's great, honey. So you won't be mad that I burned the roast today.
What?
I was it's like it was a no
It's a belt.
Anderson day, and it's just jeez.
Well,
That's amazing.
I wonder what the response would be. Is it was an Anderson day?
Oh well, throws out the dinner.
So yes, with this, assassination order in hand, we will wrap for here.
Yep.
if they go walking anywhere, Vivian will make sure to put it like in a large purse or like tuck it under her coat as she's walking.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be a terrible time to
Outside
get
purse.
bugged.
It's there, right next to her pistol.
Oh, that's fair. Anyway, I hope y'all had fun tonight. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
I hope anybody that came
I
by
needed the break
and
from
watches
our
or listens
live.
later, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll join us again next week. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me has been Sarah playing Vivian, Jeremy playing Salvador,
I'm waving vigorously.
Patrick playing
can feel
Leo,
it.
Eric playing Michael Anderson, and
And his
Carr
book.
playing Teak. Yes, and his book. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Tread with care and heed the sign. Abomination, Ali's line. For in the night the shadows grow and take with them your troubled